In a quiet, forgotten town, 5 teenagers discover a mysterious board game hidden in an old basement, a game called Who Will Stay Alive? What starts as a simple game soon turns into a nightmare they can't escape. Will they survive, or become part of the game? Welcome to Midnight Terrors, your home for chilling tales and mysterious horrors. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a story that will haunt your nights. In a quiet, forgotten town, nestled between dark woods and silent hills, 5 teenagers, Liam, the brave one, Sarah, the skeptic, Malik, the jokester, Ava, the curious mind, and Josh, the quiet observer, find themselves searching for a thrill on a dull summer evening. The sun has just dipped below the horizon when they stumble upon the old willow house, an abandoned, crumbling structure hidden behind thick vines and rusted fences. The town whispers stories about it, that it once belonged to a man who vanished without a trace. Some say he was into dark rituals. Others say he simply went mad. With flashlights in hand and nerves tingling, they force the creaky door open and step into the dusty silence. Cobwebs hang like curtains. The air is thick with the scent of mold and time. In the far corner of the house, behind a collapsed shelf, they find a trap door leading to the basement. Against their better judgment, they descend into the darkness. There, amidst broken furniture and forgotten relics, lies a strange wooden box, old, ornate, covered in dust and strange symbols carved deep into the wood. Liam wipes it clean with his sleeve. The title reads, Who Will Stay Alive? They look at each other, nervous, excited. The moment feels heavy. As Liam opens the box, a cold gust of air escapes, and for a second it feels like something stirs in the shadows. A chill runs down their spines. They've just begun something they don't understand. And there's no going back. The 5 teens sit in a circle around the dusty table in the basement, the open game box before them. Inside are black dice, old cards with blood-red ink, and small wooden pieces shaped like human figures, each carved with unsettling detail. Malik jokes, maybe it's like Jumanji, trying to lighten the mood, but no one laughs. Liam, always the bold one, reaches out and picks up the dice. They feel heavier than they should, cold like stone pulled from a grave. He rolls them. Click, clack. The dice land on a 6. The board suddenly glows dimly, pulsing with a red hue like a heartbeat. The cards shuffle on their own. One rises slowly from the stack and floats in midair. Josh whispers, Did anyone see strings? Wires? No one answers. Liam grabs the card. The ink on it shifts like it's alive. He reads aloud, The one who lies will lose his voice tonight. They all stare, waiting for something to happen. But nothing does. Relieved, Sarah scoffs. Okay, so it's just a creepy party trick. But then Josh opens his mouth to speak, and nothing comes out. Not a whisper, not a gasp. His face twists in panic. He clutches his throat, eyes wide with terror. He tries again. Silence. Ava grabs his shoulder. Josh, say something. Josh stares at them, trembling, mouthing the words. I can't. The group falls into stunned silence. The game is real. Panic sets in. Josh stumbles backward, his breaths shallow, hands still clutching his throat. Sarah rushes to his side, her voice trembling. It can't be real. It can't. Liam stands up fast, knocking over a chair. We need to leave. Now. Ava grabs the game box to throw it aside, but the board sticks to the table, immovable, like it's fused to the surface. The glowing red pulse intensifies. Malik bolts up the basement stairs and pulls at the door. It won't budge. He slams his shoulder into it, once, twice, until a voice, soft and low, echoes from the board. No one leaves until the game ends. They all freeze. The lights flicker. The basement grows colder, and the shadows stretch farther than they should. Josh begins tapping his phone, trying to call for help. But there's no signal. No Wi-Fi. No bars. The devices are dead. Ava whispers, "It's like we're sealed in. Like the house is alive." Liam walks slowly to the board. It gave us a rule, and punished Josh when we broke it. He looks around at the others, the weight of the moment sinking in. This isn't just a game, it's a trap. The dice sit silently in the middle, waiting. One by one, they look at each other. The realization hits them hard. They must keep playing, or none of them will make it out alive. The basement is silent now, unnaturally silent. The kind of silence that presses on your chest like a weight. The game board pulses once more, casting a faint crimson glow across their pale faces. Josh sits trembling in a corner, still unable to speak. It's Malik's turn. With a shaky hand, he reaches for the dice. "Okay," he mutters, trying to mask the fear in his voice. "Let's just get this over with." He rolls. A fourth. The board comes to life again. Cards shuffle and swirl, and one floats up, spinning slowly in the air before landing with a snap in Malik's hand. He reads aloud, hesitating. "The shadows remember you." The room drops several degrees colder. The flashlight flickers, and then dies. Darkness. Total. The only light now is the red glow from the board. Then, movement. From the corners of the basement, the shadows begin to slither. Not like tricks of the eye, not illusions, but shapes, humanoid, slow, silent, emerging from the walls. One of them stops behind Malik. He turns around slowly. No one sees what he sees, only Malik's expression twisting from confusion to terror. His lips part, but no sound escapes. He backs away, stumbles, falls. A voice, raspy, inhuman, whispers directly into his ear. Malik screams and throws his flashlight toward the darkness. For a split second, it flickers on, and all of them see it. A shadow figure, tall and featureless, stands just inches from Malik's face, and then vanishes as the light dies again. Sarah gasps. Ava grips Liam's arm tightly. Josh curls into himself, rocking back and forth. Liam whispers, "The game knows us. It sees us. And it's only just begun." The silence after the shadow's disappearance is unbearable. Malik sits frozen, his face pale, his eyes locked on the place where the figure stood. No one dares speak, except the board, which still glows ominously, waiting. It's Ava's turn now. Her hand hovers above the dice, shaking. She doesn't want to touch them, doesn't even want to look at them. But she knows what will happen if she refuses. She rolls. A 5. The board reacts instantly. A card floats up, but this time it doesn't land in her hand. It lands directly in the center of the circle, and its ink seems to drip like blood across the surface. Liam reads it aloud. "Secrets will burn." Suddenly, the basement door groans as if someone, is trying to open it from the other side. The temperature rises sharply, the air thickens, and the walls seem to lean inward. The board begins to speak, not in words but in voices, familiar voices. Ava hears her own voice from weeks ago, confessing a secret crush on Liam, something she never told anyone. Malik's voice echoes, laughing cruelly as he gossiped about Sarah behind her back. Sarah's voice stutters, revealing that she cheated on a test and let someone else take the fall. Liam hears his own voice, admitting that he once saw someone drowning and did nothing. The air becomes heavy with shame. The group turns on each other, angry, defensive, confused. Accusations fly. Voices rise. You said you didn't care. You told me that was a lie. How could you? The game watches, and it feeds. Josh, silent and voiceless, writes something quickly in his notebook and shows them. It wants us to fight. Ava backs away, her eyes wide. It's tearing us apart on purpose. The light on the board dims to black, then pulses again. A whisper fills the room. More. Silence falls after the eruption of secrets. No one looks at each other now. Trust has fractured, and the only sound is the faint hum of the cursed board, still waiting. It's Sarah's turn. Her hands are clenched into fists. I'm not doing this anymore, she mutters. This game is poison. Liam tries to reason with her. If you don't roll, something worse could happen. But Sarah shakes her head. I'd rather take my chances. She stands up. The moment she steps away from the board, it begins to tremble. The red light pulses violently. And then, crack! The floor beneath Sarah splits open in a jagged line. She screams as her foot slips, her leg plunging down into the dark void beneath the basement. Malik and Ava rush forward and pull her back just in time. Blood stains her ankle, deep scratches like claws. The game calms. A new card rises on its own and reads, "Refuse and suffer." Sarah, gasping, lies on the floor, injured and shaking. It wasn't just the game, she whispers. Something pulled me. Ava stares at the board. It's forcing us to play. It's punishing us when we don't. Josh writes in his notebook and holds it up again. What happens if we lose? They all fall quiet. No one wants to find out. With tears in her eyes and blood on her hands, Sarah crawls back to the circle and rolls the dice. A 3. The card she draws simply says, "Your pain is only beginning." And somewhere in the dark corners of the basement, something chuckles. The tension hangs thick in the air like smoke. The group huddles close now, bound not by friendship, but by fear. Sarah winces in pain, Josh remains silent, and the others try to steady their breaths. Then Ava notices something. A loose panel in the basement wall, aged, cracked, but slightly ajar. She crawls over and pries it open. Inside is an old leather-bound book, nearly turned to dust. A diary. She blows off the grime, and the first page reads in shaky handwriting, "Property of Ellis Granger, 1972. They flip through it, the pages growing darker with every entry. At first, Ellis writes like a normal teenager, talking about his friends, the house, and the thrill of finding a strange board game in the basement. But then the tone shifts. We thought it was just a game, until the voices began, until the doors locked. Tommy disappeared after refusing to play his turn. We never saw him again. It shows you your worst fears. It uses them. We tried to burn the game. It laughed. The final page is half ripped, written in blood-like ink. If you are reading this, it's already too late. Finish the game, or become part of it. They stare at each other in horror. Someone else had been here. Others had played, and they didn't make it out. Malik whispers, "So it's been waiting all this time? For us?" Liam nods, his voice heavy. "This isn't the first round, and if we stop—" A loud boom shakes the walls, interrupting him. A new card floats up from the game. The past remembers, and it wants revenge. They now understand. This isn't just a game. It's a cycle, and they've become the next chapter. The basement feels smaller now, as if the walls themselves are closing in. The air is thicker, heavier, like it's breathing with them, or against them. It's Liam's turn again. He takes a deep breath, rolls the dice. A 2. The card rises slowly, and this time, it's blank. They all stare. "What does that mean?" Malik asks. Suddenly the room goes ice cold. The light from the board dims. A low hum begins, deep and vibrating in their bones. And then they see it. From the shadows, something crawls forward. A creature, misshapen, shifting. Its form is not solid. It changes, like smoke and flesh mixed together, becoming whatever your mind fears most. Ava sees the face of her drowned sister. Malik sees his father, dead and furious. Sarah sees fire, walls melting, screams from her past. Liam sees himself, older, alone, insane, whispering things to the dark. Josh closes his eyes tightly. But it doesn't help. The creature feeds on their fear. It is their fear. Liam drops to his knees, shaking. It's in our heads. It's using what scares us. The voice from the board slithers out, soft and taunting. To win, you must face what you hide. The creature lets out a distorted, bone-chilling wail that shakes the room. But it doesn't attack. Not yet. It waits. Because it knows. They're breaking. And the more afraid they are, the stronger it becomes. The creature vanishes into the shadows as suddenly as it appeared, leaving the group trembling and gasping for air. Ava, eyes sharp despite the fear, notices a faint, strange symbol carved underneath the board, hidden beneath layers of dust. She brushes it off and traces the lines with her finger. It glows faintly. The diary had mentioned something about a seal, an ancient lock keeping the curse trapped. Liam studies the symbol and murmurs, "If we finish the game, maybe we can break the curse." But the diary said the last player has to sacrifice something irreplaceable, Malik says, voice cracking. The weight of the decision settles heavily on them all. They realize they must keep playing. But at what cost? One by one, they take their turns, the tasks growing darker, the stakes higher. Malik nearly disappears into the shadows during his turn, barely saved by Liam's quick reflexes. Sarah bleeds from her hands, her strength fading. The group is unraveling, physically and mentally. The basement no longer feels like a room. It's a nightmare come alive. The game demands more. Liam's hands tremble as he rolls the dice again. The card reads, "Only one can remain." The chilling truth hits them all. This isn't just survival. It's a deadly competition. After the chaos, only Liam and Ava remain standing. Exhausted, scared, broken. The final card rises. One must stay behind to keep the curse sealed. Ava's eyes soften. She smiles faintly. "I'll do it." Liam protests, desperation in his voice. "No, Ava. We can find another way. Don't do this." But she shakes her head. Someone has to finish the game. Someone has to pay the price. Ava places her hand on the glowing board. The light pulses fiercely. White, then red, then pure, blinding brightness. She whispers, "For all of us." And then she vanishes. The basement door creaks open. Liam staggers out, alone. He looks back once. The game lies silent on the table. For now. Weeks later, the old willow house is demolished, razed to the ground. But beneath the rubble, buried and forgotten, the game lies undisturbed. The wooden box creaks open by itself. The dice roll. A new card rises, as if waiting for its next players. Ready to play? The curse begins anew.